into our first interview for the day. And I have on the line right now, reaching me, I will have him tell us. I believe he's in his home constituency. If not, he will tell us where he is. But right now on the line, reaching me is Odeneho. I call him Odeneho, but most of us would know him as Dr. Abraham Boafo. Dr. Abraham Boafo is the Deputy Regional Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, OT region. Doc, welcome, sir. Hello, are you able to hear me? Are you muted? I think you're muted.
Yeah, Kwesi, I can hear you.
Oh, great. I can hear you now. Thank you very much, Doc. How are you today, sir?
No, it's a pleasure. I'm fine. I'm doing good. Pretty well. Ghana is rejoicing, and I'm fine.
Nice. Good to know. And congratulations on your, new attainment as the Deputy Regional Secretary and also on your conferred doctorate. Congratulations.
I'm honored. I'm humbled.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're supposed to be joined by a representative from the New Patriotic Party because we are also very interested in what the perspective is from their end. But today we'll be looking at John Dramani Mahame's achievements halfway through his own projected 160 days. He did promise some things that he was going to make sure that he achieves in the 160 days. We are not there yet. We're here having this discussion because some people think that he's actually ahead of that curve, right? If we strike it in two, he would be ahead of that curve. But this is why I also wanted the MPP to chime in so we would know what this is all about. But let's hear from you. What is your own impression? First of all, tell us, where are you reaching us from? Are you in your home region, OT?
Yeah, I'm reaching you far from OT. Currently, I'm in Dubai at the moment.
Okay, good. Thank you. So what's your general assessment before we go into the nitty-gritty? Halfway through John Mohammed's performance of the 120 days.
Let me first extend my felicitations to your viewers and listeners, and also thank you and my brother Justice of Boss FM for the opportunity to share my views with you, and for the fact that you are hosting us from Texas in the United States. Let me take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to the National Democratic Congress chapter in the United States of America for their, tremendous support during and after the election 2024. Today, we are resetting our country. We are redirecting the path of Ghana on a direction of prosperity, and they cannot be counted out of this victory. So we thank them for their input. We thank them for their resources that they've committed into our campaigns. And we hope that going forward in the future, we strengthen our country well to become the beacon of democracy in Africa and to become, a country everybody in the world will want to visit. Yeah, President Mahama, His Excellency, the first gentleman of the land, is delivering on his mandate as promised to the people of this country. When you look at his performance so far, it is clearly in tandem with the manifesto of our party. What we actually promised to deliver to the people of Ghana, we are steadily and progressively delivering. We promised to run the most leanest government ever in the history of the Fourth Republic. In fact, from 92 to date, we have had the first ever government that is running Ghana with even less than 60 ministers. We are running Ghana with 54 ministers, 56 ministers, because we still go from 4 deputy ministers to appoint. So currently, President Mahama, His Excellency, is running this country with just 54 ministers. We are running this country as it stands with just 30 presidential staffers. And our promise to the people of Ghana, the MOU we signed with them, the Memorandum of Understanding we signed with them, and they gave us the mandate in 2024. In fact, when regarding lean government, we are actually delivering that because it is an established fact, not a debatable fact, that we are running the most leanest government ever in the history of Ghana. Putting that aside, we promise that, if I look, decentralization, local government is the most important aspect of governance. You know, the centralized part of government probably might only want to tackle urban area problems. I only want to solve problems for the first class citizen. What happens to those at the rural areas? What happens to the ordinary Ghanaian? The ordinary Ghanaian, when you are selling, his first point of call is assembly members. His first point of call is the local authorities. President Mahama promised that, for the fact that the assembly members are playing a very integral role in our governance, as established in Article 240 of the 1992 Constitution, he is going to pay them monthly allowance for both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. In fact, in the budgets presented, the Asempa budget, the Abampapa budget presented by the most excellent finance minister, the Honorable Atforson, I mean, assembly members are sorted out. They are going to be paid at least 1,200 cedis a month. So our
Okay.
promise to strengthen local government and our promise to make assembly members feel part of governance is delivered. President Mahama promised to put his cabinet within a specified period of time in our manifesto. Indeed, that is done.
So
President Mahama
Doc,
promised.
we will look at these individually. Okay, I want us to take like a pinpoint precision look at these. But I also have joining us right now, Paul Kwabena Yando. Paul is from the New Patriotic Party, and Paul, are you there? I'm not sure if your camera is connected. Please make sure your camera is connected so we can have you, and then we can all look at the issues together. Okay, newsroom, please make sure that Paul gets the message. His camera is not connecting. Please have him reconnect and come back, and we will be very happy to have him on. Please go ahead, Doc, while we wait for Paul.
So basically, what we're saying is that, I mean, partisan politics, governance is all about probably just staying with your ways. The MPP, I mean, demonstrated the opposite of what President Mahama is doing. The MPP promised probably something else and delivered another thing else. We are saying that, see, we are the proponents of the 1992 Constitution. We are the builders and establishers of democracy in Ghana. So what we're saying is that, see, let us be truthful to our people. President Mahama appointing system ministers is a difficult task because, you know, political party is a very huge entity. We have, I mean, sponsors of the party to sort. We have basically party members. We have other people to take care of. And what the president is saying is that, see, we say that we are promising 60 ministers. We are going to deliver that promise. Though the efficiencies, the excesses of that promise, we still need to stick to our words. So the president is actually delivering on his mandate. And look at, we promised to abolish COVID taxes. We promised to abolish betting taxes. We promised to abolish, I mean, most of the nuisance taxes. I mean, vehicle emission taxes.
Okay, so like I said, we will look at those.
We've done that in our manifesto. All right, that's fine.
Mate, sir. And Doc, I hope you are comfortable speaking some tree also.
No, I'm all right with you. I'm fine.
Great. Because platform we speak any language that our audience will understand. Me personally, I wish I spoke all the languages in Ghana. Instead, the best
okay.
But the
tree, yeah,
the best nice. So that's it. Yo, and to joining us right now, you Paul Yando, Mr. Paul Yando Fee, the New Patriotic Party. Mr. Yando, Yamakwaba.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Yando, Yamakwaba.
Me also, Pajo Mutumika.
You tunka papa. Na baby away. I hope boko.
Jamia do Ben the NDC for say my but yeah, I mean the way now from
Samum. Yeah, sure. Adwuma ye bedie no ewa ha ende no. Mampani John Dramani Mahama or man who say first 120 days no. Or no maybe a opese or making sure say waye. Na saa normal no na ye hwe say ye nya do 120 days. Ye be fancy ye twemu half kakra. But ye hwe say onam kwan so kwa saa 120 days bosho de ma no. O di so ana no so be kire say ni bosho aka eto aso no be di so ana. Yɛmbɔ to tofa kakra bi ansa na yɛakɔ akɔhwehwɛ mu pɔtee wadwen yɛ ɔsɛn ɔnam kwan so
Pacha say.
me say wanti da meka ni mu bia
Mr. Osa Kambimna network issue.
okay me che say ɔmanpanyin John Dramani Mahama ɔman ne ho sɛ 120 days the first 120 days no ɔwɔ nɔɔma bi a ɔde ato akwam sɛ ɔbɛyɛ na yɛnya ndu hɔ deɛ nso yɛtwa mu halfway kakra na yɛhwɛ sɛ baabi a halfway na ɔde aduru no ɛno kyɛ sɛ ɔnam kwan so a ɔrekɔ baabi papa anaa sɛ na wadwene yɛ o.
Oh, okay. Madam Asina, Munina, more platform, so Minchiam, na Mindy Kanda Masti, Emma, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, 2024. Na Yenimuse, Tausha Ghana, Senena, and Yama AC Air Conwa. Na ye hear say, take a very bold decision. Send your bet to me, Abuayen. Na Ghana ye nyinaa yɛ pɛ sɛ yɛn nsa tumi ka no yɛn nsa atumi aka nti ɔno na ne yɛfi sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛbɛto abaama no yɛn nso so ntumi akɔba ne saa nyame nso so ama yɛn nyinaa yɛate aseɛ ɛwɔ twerɛ kronkron no mu sɛ biribiara mu yɛmfa aseda ɛma no ɛna nnipa so so a wɔyɛɛ saa deɛ no so yɛmfa aseda ma mo na menim sɛ bere pa mu no Obesha se na wadida obi bia se enso so emri a onya nyeza me kasama MPP ewo Asante region ha menya sa akwanyo ya me ne nipa dodo no a edi nkomo no de medical adam atipa
Yo nti me say no me pacho enoma me no quickly me pacho pi senka betime nya baby na nka wagina na yetime hu anim ya sɛ o move into ade ne kekan sisu ya fesi en sheda hu anim ye secondly so no ya burning sheda no so pitika betime focus on issues now because the person can share 120 days promises any year pa ya be sheda fro dako na ye di Dr. Mahmoud Bahumia ho komo me pacho pi
pacho se ti ade camera ne
yeah perfect kosuma me be that CP
yo me that say na the American nyina say right from day 1 7th of December a yekoto aba NDC for a John Mahama edi animu a obedi o mampanyin akonya wo Ghana ha day 1 obi ani ho a wanya asomdue e wo Ghana ha the wa follow Ghana ha pa ya obi a ya to aba NDC for mo amahu enkunimde kase a mwadi ubehwe na chese secondary school enkwala duane e wo ho na nko NDC fo ya bo awura ho akosesa ni nyina
ewo himfa ewo fahini
school su bebere over Asante region
say bi say me pacho ba kudi mai hello
Kumasi girl okwa kumaka pacho utie kumaka ebisu ewo ho ukwa puno average so a push ni bi ewo ho just social media baby
okay until like I said no the be kind of who asem but you person focus on John Mahama's achievement
eno na me chat every ho say yet to about 7 December no insecurity ados wo mind mu enka obi enimu se mu na mwadi nkunimu de ade na eba mu fie empani kasa ayekam yesi agro eba u fie a ye mbo kontine ekohwe den so omu awini mpo no hwaniema ekoso sesi eya me na wo kase aban adwuma yenimu ne se eye aban adwuma ukọ buidama NDC fo akoho so mo kopam nkofo ukọ GRA Oma kohozo mu kopamo nkofo. Okoto a. Oma kohozo mu kopamo nkofo. Just several other places. And now me no kasa sesi e. Unim say closer. And I say local government staff almost strike.
Mr.
All
Yando,
because of
Mr. Yando, me pachopi. I'm sorry to do this, but me person ki focus on because after na ki ba be share e normal ni mu ye wo hu ni ahwe say okay oka say waye or you say waye but so far some wo kan na no me share that hu bibia okay what can security which is an issue so we can look at that right but me fusan ki me zero in yes but I know you be an example of one issue
everyone now Omanu we are safe and secured.
That's not true at all. One thing with this platform, don't you say? Yep, o can be a me pachopi. Nanka de be backing it up. Nana Kufado, you bet me into or minor the human rights index. You bet me deep so many different things. You bet me my specific examples. I want us to focus on the subject for today, which is John Mahama's performance. Yanka Kufado wants them cry, but I don't want this to be a platform for churning out falsehoods. Can we zero in on John Mahama's performance? Oh, permit me pull up some of the things he said. Then you zero in here. Oh, John Mahama said, for instance, I can put this up right now. Give me 1 second. John Mahama says, within the first 120 days, he's going to, within the first 14 days, for instance, he was going to appoint, he was going to complete a list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval. Was he able to do that? Things like that. He said he was going to constitute the leanest and most efficient government. Has he been able to do that? Is he doing that? Or by establishing code of conduct for standards for all government officials? Is he doing that? Has he been able to do that? Is he looking like he will be doing that? No matter can be person why? And if you don't mind that, let's even go straight to that. Now let me start from Doc. I'll come back to you in a short while. Doc, please take these first 3 things for me. Also, Obe nominated first 14 days, or in the list of ministers, for approval. Second, also the leanest and most efficient government. 3, also, he will establish a robust code of conduct for a code of standards, right, for his ministers. Has he shown or has he achieved these 3? Very briefly, please, so we can look at the rest. Nafi,
anya kwai na se uka pressa na ni yemu
that's a very famous sound bite snipper.
Yeah, so what happened is that at time you know MVP for no, they should know the difference between very, very huge international platforms like this one and that of want to be TV and radio in Accra. Because I had the Obana or the normal Ghanaian partisan propaganda to her. You'll be pointed out, you'll be exposed. The fact will be pointed out to you because radio culture from Texas is a big platformer. It's all about professionalism and intellectual engagement. And this is all the propaganda. And if you want to meet TV, you want to be ready to you can't sustain it. Yes. So quickly, President Mahama promises that within 14 days, Oba appointed the ministers and Oba appointed specifically 60 ministers. Many will say within 14 days, ministers, we have appointed 54. All are approved. They have started working. I count 4 ministers. 56. 56. I count 4 deputy ministers. The president who is yet still consulting Obama appointed in fulfillment of his agreement with the people of Ghana. And no is cleared. Now say I could share CEOs of state institutions. That was Stiga, Professor White, Professor White agency. How sure? What the president that somebody told you, Okachron said, this is not the time, man. Obey CEO, an inefficient or unproductive CEO of an institution. So, who institution no or mamu 1 year? So, institution no and make profit to the Republic of Ghana. Is it that able to close institution down, and now we're going to merge it with other institutions to ensure that we stick to the standards of productivity, we stick to the standards of delivery. What you say? And indeed, that aspect of conduct for state officers or public servants entrusted with high offices of public trust, he has established it there. President Mahama Kache, the minister, said, Oba believe this term is a legacy term. And yet try and error term na wabai. And yet matter error term na wabai. And so we a minister. That's a woman say you want to make your mind that this is where you want to make money. Like Akufo-Addo ministers making his car in the previous administration there. Then you have not found a place yet. And it will show President Mahama ministers in Nana. It is all about expertise. It's also all about intellectualism. It is all about, control over the area.
Okay.
As a human rights practitioner, there is what we call the matching concern, the matching approach. Which the minister Biana and Nipano has knowledge of the area or the Nokoye. Atufosen is a tax and finance practitioner. Jenapo is an energy expert. Eriko Poku is an agric expert. Sam George is a communication practitioner. And the usual ministers in Nana, there is no minister president in Akobebia only knowledge of the area. Unlike Nanado time now, only by Napo, a dentist, now command of education minister, a dentist, now an energy minister. This is not the time. And do share
personally.
The space. Yeah, okay.
Please wrap up. So there are a lot of items on that list. So briefly, we can tackle as many of them as possible, please.
Briefly, what the president said he was going to do within 14 days in office. Cabinet or promise said he's going to fix it. He has done that. And Abraham Boafo na Metieka, we share the rate at which Krana Mbrofo, investors are returning back to Ghana. No? That sort of investor confidence has been re-established. We share international comments from international politicians, from international players now in the political space now. They are all saying that President Mahama is actually on the right path.
On the right trajectory. Okay, well, these are just three of the items. We'll look at others, and then maybe at the end of the day, we'll be able to strike a good enough average. But let's go to Mr. Yando right now for a quick reaction. Mr. Yando, Mipacho, first three items, those three in nominal you can boss, Ufu say we deliver in those areas, and now say we need so.
In the first place, not minim baby. We know the topic discussion, Ebeshe Asie. But what I wanted to do is to give you an overview of Enyema Akoso as a result of elections Yekokotu ye ewo Ghana.
Oh, I know the Mifu say you not to wait for now. We want to look forward.
Right. So if we are to go by the specifics now, I think another Makonia documents now. What kind of social contracts now? Or catch it. But if we should go back, their whole kind said within 14 days, he's going to establish a robust code of conduct for civil service in Ghana. I thought
said there was an event of Fred ministers, Bibisa to win him, and when
Pacho who Bibisa, Ubetima Kama in Ayati. So far as I dear watching the minister say, Womunina, and a friend is saying declaration of assets. It was opener. Or or no, any the auditor general, Asia or share. The minister said, Omunye. What you say? Michelle, and no has not been done. And within 14 days, Obe appointed the ministers. Minya, Yakase appoint ministers. In the first place, it's supposed to be done in consultation with Council of State. What you say? And yes, I'm sorry, no Bobby didn't say or your minister. So what you say? You have to do that in consultation with Council of State. So Mahama has flouted the Constitution. He has flouted the law. I just say, Enya de Papa, Minister Bia Oboni Di Bia Niwa, he did that with the consultation with Council of State, which enye ade papa. And oka say obe provide system ministers no to so no. Meanwhile, within the 14 days, enye 56 na why 60 ni we do what we then. 4 na aka no say what we then. 14 days here twam. What you say?
I don't think there's any time frame that forces him to.
There be say on one aka minua.
Okay. And now which say in that sense the next one.
But nka wasu omu say wadi o mampani ni bida. Do mama, wadi o mampani ni bida. A woni say, yes say according to the constitution na ye asha wonsa say fa bu o man na protect no. Yes say ubebo obi din as a minister. It should be in consultation with Council of State. Wa flout it. Minister ne omudi a trentwie wo Ghana ha nyina. Obi ani ho a yebo ni din na Council of State kra e ho. Eti chapter 1 flouting of rules and regulations what constitution mu no wato atwene baabi kura chese wa onfa nya adwuma ena o can say obema 30% of women in his government meboa
yeah
fairly woefully ohe ema dodo a number you can just pinpoint 1, 2, 3. Does it form a friend is saying 30% of his government of ministers? We are witnesses to it. Any idea what me for Phyllis Adian? It's acquire said, and yama okay, or can so be levy any betting tax. What you say?
Yeah.
Every hope. Meanwhile, Obetina so I bisano or say he's now going to rationalize it. And I want this abroad.
Oh, but Opatis, I want to say finance minister has scrapping those taxes nephew.
Yeah, scrapping then.
Won't say
and then who tell to now yanto betting tax. And there was any transaction. I had stop.
I don't know, but what I'm aware is that there was some taxes on lotteries. Maybe pachopi. Let's make sure that people understand what we are saying. What I understand is that betting tax, no, it is the one that was whatever happens. The lottery tax, they say what that. Lottery, they say what that near the tax from way back. What I think people had issues with was some new betting now, but no more you tax some more earnings, no. And I think that has been scrapped.
And I may say, Sani attitude will ream, but say, see, na me no work say,
Oh, but so we are media person, so we are media practitioner. What it will ream say? How do you mean when you say what it will ream?
Oh, Sana
presenter.
Sana finance minister ne call parliament or kokai.
Enti back then, I said, can for that call parliament now for car summer, yet it's in a ream.
But Lord, back in. Ama na time ayi saade na free ho no ato force yan fanko me pa cho ujem
mitiopa
okọ parliament no law na ebetimi aboa no ama na time ayi betting tax no free ho no he didn't send the law to parliament, which is a public knowledge. So unimu America chopa
everyone can teach the other law
say okay say obeti women bank. What you say? Establish a women's development bank. According to a finance minister in a year or present year, was what the 58 million Ghana cedi and a Edekwa bank.
Okay.
So we share also a so edited bank Ghana ha. Minimum requirement 400 million. After the way to Marty Bank. What you say?
Yeah.
Now say as minister, say what the 58 million. Not just a unya bank be now kwakotie. Not just say you have deceived the women by saying say maybe be a bank. Meanwhile, would him the capital requirement, but you couldn't fulfill it.
Okay. My impulse or my doc in brain won't. I don't see too much reactions into the Yen Kakra. We raise valid points. I will say Yente doc reaction quickly on that. Yes.
Yeah, so I think sir, my good brother Paul made a very misleading assertions here. I was here correct no, because Makachen said this particular platform is a multinational platform, and we should make sure sir it is verified and well researched. So we share Article 78 Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution. It stated clearly that ministers of state shall be appointed by the president with the prior approval of parliament from among members of parliament or persons qualified to be elected as members of parliament, except the majority of ministers of state shall be appointed from among members of parliament. So this is established. This is clear. This is basic. Say, assertion or yes, the president must appoint ministers in consultation with Council of State. Is false. The 1992 Constitution. I am a constitutional lawyer. I have much knowledge and much interest in constitutional law. And 78(1) is clear on the appointment of ministers. The Constitution in any way and council president and appointed ministers are on consult to Council of State. The president is supposed to consult Council of State on the appointment of Shraj, Commissioner, Electoral Commission, Commissioner, IGP, and other state institutions appointed. And Paul should get that corrected, yeah? Second, so Paul, Women's Bank, right? Women's Bank, the threshold, investment threshold, meeting so it is also a palpable lie. So, investment act now, and now, that threshold, no, on to Ghanaians. The Women Bank, we promise the people of Ghana. Yeah, modus operandi na edibo operates our bank no. He doesn't need to understand it because no MBP ni. We understand on here. That is also false. Second, and also Paul who said, "Yako kind budget or parliament, the legal procedure, the legislative procedure is that." Yeah, the parliament, the budget for parliament, no, and yes, it then out of us, that kind budget now, it becomes an operative and a working document of the country. I don't wasn't acted on behalf of the executive arm of government. It was in legislature, parliament, and it's no formal subcommittees to debate the budget, and then they will come back no more approve budget, and do whatever Atufosin says, our budget becomes effective, becomes implementable, becomes realistic after the approval process is done. And say e-levy, transaction that to e-levy, and another than Kwakufuado neighbor led administration to e-levy, and you don't demand Mahama government because you don't demand Mahama government. We don't have budget yet. Yeah, we are still the government is still operating with Akufuado. Then Baumia budget for Ataka 2024 no, and I have to be operating until the current budget now to force and kind will be approved by parliament. We are still operating with another and Baumia's budget. And nothing say two e-levy, and I two betting tax now. I could for the Baumia to when you John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government. That is also that clear. It should be established. Okay. And nothing okay, in his opening remarks, he made a brief comment on insecurity. Yes. As I know, Babi Ametino, the only people that are not secured in this country are criminals and corrupt politicians. If you're a criminal in this country, so my isika, what's in the Ghana Sikamu, Abo Ghana Chrono, deliberate financial loss to this state that you are not secure, you may not be secured in the country because it is high time, or mine also it is high time, I also hear them, yeah. Put politicians to be accountable to the people that mandates them. Because we share the constitution of the country now. We share Article 1+1. It says clearly that the sovereignty of this country resides in the people. This is a Ghana for, despite their busy schedules, I could queue on December 7th. Now I'm mandate. That mandate must not be taken for granted because the sovereignty is for them. And the only people that are not secured in this country are those at the National Service Secretariat now. Omo your ghost names, you know. Such people will not be safe. Obi to say Kusi Boatin, our forges so many national IDs for criminal purposes. Such a person must not be safe in this country. Obviously, Keno Furata, who is a fugitive of justice, Obia, while authorizing
It's not a fugitive
unauthorized
anymore.
transactions.
It's not. Just one correction. He's not a fugitive anymore, lawyer.
Yes, I agree. I mean, legally, he's not a fugitive anymore because he's in the country and the state and justice institutions can assess him. But such a person allegedly must not know peace in the country. So,
well, the court will determine that, won't they? And you're a lawyer,
yes,
so we'll leave that to the processes.
So if this caliber of people, and are safe there, I understand him. But to say the generality, the entirety of Ghana is safety there, it is clear that the country is very, very safe and peaceful. I mean, the aura, if you come to Ghana, I mean, you can say, Urajamu or Makola, Unam Kromu, the feeling alone that Mahama is the president of Ghana, it is fulfilling.
Okay, let's look at some of the other items, and obviously I don't think we have enough time to cover all of them, so I'll just handpick some of them that I think should be relevant to discuss, and some of them we'll just move on through quickly, because for instance, I'll see you initiate steps to come. Well, we'll come to that. I'll say carry out a shake-up of all loss-making SOEs and realign them to break even and transition into profit. We all saw when President Mahama met the CEOs and all that, so I think that one we don't have to waste time on. But also, they will also initiate immediate steps to compensate flood victims, including those in, and this is why I come to you, Doc, Oti, Bono East, and Savannah regions. You are from Oti. Briefly, before Mr. Yando chimes in on it, because me person they are not reacting to their war bekano. Who feel Oti Honum? Have you seen anything like this happening within this time?
Yeah, because who's the tidal waves, they are natural, unforeseen events. But the passion, the agency, and the reaction cry of the president during the recent tidal waves for Keta, around South, Keta's voter South, you could see clearly that President Mahama, is committed to making sure that tidal waves, will find a lasting solution by building seatbelts and all that. Apart from that, initially because it is an unforeseen kind of natural accident. So but when the president visited Volta region, quickly he instructed the finance minister to include in the budget a compensation package for those who were affected by the recent one Okay, and I believe strongly that president has demonstrated leadership. When Kojina Volta region and country say after all they don't vote for him, so he's supposed not to come there. He didn't say that like former President Nana Akufo-Addo made those assertions when he visited Volta. And I think
so. You're saying he has fulfilled that.
No, but I'm saying putting it in the budget alone means that there's a provision made in that regard. By going forward as a state, I think this. The thing happening, we compensating, we go back to the drawing board, we wait, it happens, and then we come to compensate. We have compensation is kind of compensate. It can have it can take care of an artificial intelligence that can prevent the event from happening. And the president is engaging those stakeholders and
my quick reaction from Mr. Yando. Quick reaction from Mr. Yando. Now, Yambra back to some of the other pointers, please. Mr. Yando. OT region compensation for the flood. For victims of the disasters and all that. When who said President Nigeria Bibisa within this time, and I look like
unfortunately, the adult who can't be anywhere material. But I will just react to question who be some Mrs. Me patrol a budget here. Okokan ye atufo kokan ye the ti any say wa allocate specifically water rating tidal waves what you say tidal waves 200 million Meanwhile, no, it is captured in your manifesto. Say you will compensate some Kofowe, Oti region, Puno, and Savannah. Womunina were affected. Yes, sir. So if you ask me, on yes, I no. But because what I get a hono peno, a hopena or the 200 million Ghana cedi echo water region pe for tidal waves. Abraya nyina so enimu ne say epo a wo Ghana ha no enye water region kwa na bi ho.
But most of the disaster is in the Volta region, though.
Ebi was central region. What you say? It is a tidal wave.
So you can't be a problem.
I don't think about Volta region. Kwa na this again. And I say a puna at that central ne west, you know. And I Cape Coast, you know. A hono, and framano, anonya day.
Now me patrol, unim baby Cape Coast tidal waves they across the problem is our one. I was saying.
So what I'm saying is that if the tidal waves now all person will address it in the country as a result of EPOA and that regions in Mubia, tidal waves, you know, and happen with water region.
Yes, but water region they are happening that. So don't you think say we see a soil no and send you worry about baby NDC'S? Don't you think that's
for years now, no? Tidal waves in the Cape Coast, Takrade, any greater Accra.
I don't know. That's you, baby. Maybe say how the matters are buying a young juma. And now we're also talking about the no ankasa can you or single out these three places or say OT, right? Or say hold on a second. Let me get the actual way say the quote. Or say carry out or say initiate immediate steps to compensate flood victims, including those in OT, Bono East and Savannah regions, or three particular regions. And that's what we are looking at. So baby so far, they are what show budget no you can't be a water region. What the mention Audi can and son obey budget OT Bono East any Savannah there. I don't know where almost benya or musica. But the our budget part no unfulfilled.
Any OT any Bono East in Savannah there. Omunkope baby omenya omo compensation free because they are there a water region and a echo they are located no about of which we feel say
to be full yes, but I say just like you said almost a Ghana for you know I don't really
Ghana for it's Argentina sema 2 years now single out one region now uja Bono East now uja Savannah for what you say now OT for so say ja wo mo me feel say no anya dia eye we see yanti ehun asem and say oka say obetua all registered footballers e wo Ghana ha nyina obetua wo muka. He's going to give salaries to all registered
120 days.
I'm a patrol.
Okay.
And also
I point understand me patrol piece and counting points and we pull your mamina me already along with you.
Oh, under sports development.
Okay, customer me patrol.
Sports development. Patrol uti.
Me tell pa.
And almost sports development, you know. Anyway. And I'm a patrol and way so okay say obaya under mining energy me patrol e pese me nya omo ayi ni yie na metime eka yie ma mu nyina motime eti ase eti eno so under energy sustainable development. Patrol uti. Under 8 and what promote responsible mining for sustainable development. And our Maya say or say I will place a ban on new mining activities in our forest reserves. What is a place ban on any mining activity or mining man? Rather, no, Obekono, Tesi Accra, they are west.
Really?
A whole our win constituency crowd there. Ahemfo any ahema for wo nyina no abeka kire ye say MP a yesi won kɔ parliament enko hyemra ma Ghana fo no MP na jai parliament na to hye wura mu ho forest reserve ho en wo tu galamsey etina nanom aba bebo ni dua e de nantwie ni wodwan ni aponche atwitwa ni ti di mogya gu fom say sa MP no ti wonim na woye na adwese wo be ye ne MP e wo awori constituency a minua enya ade na nanom beti ase what is asem na na ase wonte
maintain
hey minua wonte asem kesi say na nanom na ye press conference
news ne doso entenya ni na mete wo so ka
yes we interested e wo Ghana nsem dia say na nanom e press conference ya it's totally different from their amayofo no be. But say na nanom our constituency
I am not down funny too serious too much sir.
When say bia babo be mu a no mo hu ni say aban no ayi nani afiri so ana say aban no ayehwe ha eno ti na
sayando me pachopi mami bisa wasem John Mahama administration by 2 months or so you won't damage you share down 2 months sir. And within these 2 months no and a bonny way nyina happen 8 years no na enkoso na is that what you're saying? Is that what you
no enye no na make o but yes na ahemfo etima ba bontin say MP ayi no say onko parliament on say recently we follow Ghana ha your parliamentary attendance na almost say NDC for even though they are 187 and so de bia no mo be hia no minority na ye 88 no omo do so esen omo mo ye it meboa and I no so nte
mind dia matipa but let's refocus
it ya no ne decide say ne ya hwehwe ba bia NDC MPs no omo wo
no mo nyina go to galamsey
what you say na no our win no e ba ka kire ya say MPs ya hwehwe wo mo no ba ko ehye forest reserve one to galamsey no
I see okay all right
you know what say wo forest ni wo mu nsuo etina nanu mu buaf fu enti aye mo wan say one thing asem kese say
mate afedia mate
what you say
sementi ya ne dia mate
afedia what
me moving on me moving on
yeah mama ebe promise you say he will place a ban on mining activities up till now ubeko sesi ano galamsey site no amanfo bodily oma mount NDC flag
really
NDC NDC bisa Erastus unti say Erastus
Erastus can't say Erastus can't majedi of course but mami bisa mami let me say one thing
what Erastus asem na oka what
me say me who NDC flag assembly but maybe say Erastus say Erastus can say oh nana me ni na emi no pe but me patropi my ento aso they make obia de emi no enye dia me nsumi hu nyina na nsusu hu enti de me ento aso asema make sisi ani say for 8 years right sa asemi a wo kan nyina no the NPP government could not handle it but within 2 months John Mahama is supposed to handle all of that on 120 days 120 days but you think within this time he should have been able to all of these things that
me pacho yen ka say 2 months ya na onye ni nyina o na do time no e ko drew level labor unions nyina ni lecturers ni obia no call strike mebo
nyina call strike what to be crowd
yes me pacho utie ma say me flow me wadaro
me too
wo mu call strike say senior galamsey no adru e wo ha no yensu wansu nyina ni ye forest reserve nyina no asai it is the first thing was say John Mahama winning ya I wasn't quiet and said by this time no anka 2 months no 2 months entimi ma enso ani ntiana.
Hardly. In so many years, and the report, in case you don't know. But let
lecturers in labor unions in Yunano, aqua strike there. It should be your first priority. It should be your first priority. Anka ebayenwano, what deploy soldier force and wine for now so Ghana
the sheer moral right, the sheer moral right to say what now.
And so any forest I want Ghana Hano Minia a draw so as in soldier for a wana.
Oh, Nana, maybe South say, Wonwa under your government 8 years. I dare not say no, you are the same person who are putting pressure on Obi to fix it within 2 months. That's why I lose it with what you're saying.
There was a strike action. There was a strike action. What you said. There was a strike action
against the government that you are speaking for.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that government was responsible for the problem in the first place. And that same government is the one that's telling us within 2 months.
When there's a strike action now, Uber immediately now you place a ban on it.
No, you don't tell the government what to do. The government has its own plan. I believe so. But
but people were able to tell Nanado government what to do. Say if you don't do this,
Nanado hardly did anything that people said.
So okay, say you don't tell the government what to do. How was it possible? Say union leaders they were able to tell Nanado say if you don't place a ban.
This is what I mean. Maybe I chose my words wrong. Maybe I chose my words wrong. But this is what I mean. Maybe this is what I mean. Maybe Doc, let me make this quick point. What I mean is this: you have your suggestion. Everybody has different opinions. The government chooses what to do, right? That's what I meant. So I don't mean say you don't have a right to tell the government what to do. That's not what I meant at all. Doc,
very well, sir. Very well, sir. We're correcting. It's me, in my opinion. No.
We'll come back to this.
I mean, you just take MPP government as something different.
Maintain their doctor. I'm interested to listen to it.
Me say, Kwesi, enya iroho, enya nyachum, anya mobo said. A wound to me boy who have been a beneficiary of Galamsey for 8 years. Who you wound to me boy? Who deep down your head? Who deep down your head? Who you say Akunta mining? I Galamsey which you are a beneficiary of which for 8 years. You have the moral temerity.
Allegedly, till it goes to court, Abi.
You have the Paul, who have moral temerity to question John Mahama less than 3 months government say, yeah, Galamsey I escalating. I mean, who does that? Who does that? I mean, you even say before you now about Tenwa. It shouldn't be you, Paul, because who you want to me, boy? You benefit from wound to me, and what would we benefit from illegal mining? So you don't talk about it. Okay, President Mahama Ebayi Sem Kafra, illegal mining is a national problem. Previous government is facing it. All right, and dealing with it in a sustainable direction wouldn't just be solved a day. And it's in various sectoral stakeholders engagement. Education is going on. Economic dialogue, energy sector, natural resources. I mean, we NDC for young promises there wouldn't be mining in Ghana. There will be legal, responsible, and very modern mining. And say you because it wouldn't even make any sense. Say who was Kakoko now so now come there. And it would also make sense that Sikani or mining in a few individuals, not more for machines. I could say you are risking people's health for your personal benefit. So the NDC promise responsible mining. Anything now as initiative to ensure that we have a regulated mining in Ghana. We train small scale miners. We equip them with the necessary equipment in Ghana. From gold board. The gold board is going to regulate how gold is mined, how gold is refined, and what value gold carries. within and beyond Ghana. And you know, it is quite disturbing. Now, how can I say, he was expecting President Mahama to your mama solve tidal wave problem. Within 2 months. Now, Kufuor now government 8 good years. If the problems of Ghana can be resolved that fast, I think would President Mahama come and meet problems again? Say, ensure to now tidal waves are happening in Volta region. Now, President, agent compassionately, I can respond to another say, or say in the interim, let's fix some amount of money in the budget. Then if I resolve that problem, you are expecting the president to come and also compensate something that happened in OT, something that happened in Cape Coast, something that happened in Brona Hafo years ago. Precisely so under your government. If it is that doable, if it is that easy, I don't think I could forward among conversations. So I believe strongly that MPP communicators should just tone down. I mean, I know they are still going through some sort of melancholic syndrome of their huge defeats. I mean, I have a belief that I don't do that much partisan talking. If it's wrong for NDC and it's wrong for MPP, we must say it. But MPP communicators, they should give us some 2 good years to have the moral temerity to question this government in its actions. Okay? Because for the past 4 months, you had opportunity as a government. You speak for Ashanti Regional MPP. MPP party had opportunity for the past 4 years to solve the problem you want the government to solve in 2 months. For the past 8 years, your government had opportunity to deal with Galamsey with all it can. But the government national Ayashahain and Galamsey was carried out with impunity, including your own boss, whom you benefited so much from. And you are a beneficiary of what you are thinking is bad. I believe strongly Galamsey is bad. I have not heard it actually.
Oh, wow. Before say maybe
I've not heard it.
Ghana, but also so.
At least.
Okay.
Yeah, me Ghana. I mean, I do most of my times in Accra and then probably weekends in the region. Me Masumanti, I am a social media fanatic. I'm almost on social media. And here now, no one is asking me free say. And for a bo MP do you say wakoye okode Galamsey. You get it? So what we telling them is say, see, President Mahama has a simple message and promise that he met a sinkhole Ghana, a Ghana that is disrupted beyond repairs. That is why we are resetting it. And we are resetting money. And trust me, in the next 4 years, we'll reset Ghana and Ghana will be formidable. Because the Ghana we inherited under Akufo-Addo, trust me, it is a bullshit. Excuse my language. And all the problems he's already seen, they didn't appear magically. They existed before we came, actually. So if the MPP knows how to do it, if the MPP knows how to fix it, if the MPP has the integrity and the competence to fix it, they could have done that. So, I mean, I don't think an Ashanti Regional Director of the MPP Communications, who is a fan of Untumi, the owner of Akonta Mining, has the moral temerity or moral right to come and tell the whole world, they say, President Mahama ain't me fighting Galamsey within 2 months in government. Like, seriously.
Okay, Doc, let's wrap it up. And in your estimation, halfway through the projected self-imposed 120 days, first 120 days now, which areas do you think the president has fulfilled the promises or is on the way to fulfilling those promises? And which areas do you think he hasn't fulfilled yet?
Remarkably, education. We are progressing there. I mean, the promise first year's tuition fee. Those who get admission to the university, first year of their tuition fee, government or absorb. I mean, that is fixed in the budget. It is established. Quantum amount of money have been allocated to the Ministry of Education to take care of that. President Mahama, nationalistic and consensus Ghana, our Baba build it without leaving other political actors out. The bipartisan promise now, or the common Ghana for now, people come together in a democratic revolution against the NPP. We are doing it. And it's about a dialogue, a national dialogue on energy, national dialogue on education, national dialogue on this and on. I mean, the trajectory the president is towing is really, really good. The only aspect now, president, so far, I felt like, in my candid opinion, without malice, felt like he had a little challenge, has to do with the gender balancing or the gender quantum or cabinet.
Yeah.
Right. That one, it is an excess already. But I also believe strongly because, the promise of 60 ministers and the number of ministers we had in parliament, very quality ministers. So it becomes a bit difficult. Yeah. It becomes a bit difficult to do some of the things. That's the only excess. The quantum of female representation or cabinet or from Kakra. And on there, that is the only thing I think so far. No. I mean, it's a bit of a deficiency on our part. But
let me ask you though. Let me ask you though. Does he even have enough of a pool to draw from? Does he have enough women in active politics to draw from to make the balance?
Well, in the context of our engagement, I mean, we've got a reasonable number of women in parliament on the ticket of the NDC. I mean, most are very well experienced. Some are two terms, 3 terms people in government. Everybody says Zenato Rollins and other women are in parliament. I believe strongly they could have been part of the government and be part of cabinet. But like I said, the discretion is a constitutional discretion and it remains that of the president, right? That of the president. But I am saying this because I am a human rights practitioner, a human rights law practitioner, and a human rights advocate. And I believe that we are looking at affirmative bill, inclusivity of, the minority in the society, where I believe strongly that the number of women in cabinet, is not that enough. So that going forward, this should guide probably governments that may come after President Mahama, or even President Mahama. There will be reshuffles and other things. So he had the opportunity to reshuffle his ministers, and you have to reconstitute a cabinet. Probably, I think the number of women should be a bit considerable. Apart from that, the finance minister engagement with other people for economic dialogue, the energy minister John Abdullah Jinapo engagement with players of the energy ministry and other people, you could see clearly that the president is fulfilling its promise. Or can it be about laying off of some number of public sectors service workers? We did that because the recruitment from day one is malified. It carries malice intent. All right. Because you know very well, why lose election December 7th? You are not going to control budget of the country after that election. You are not going to be the spending officer of the election of the country after that election. So the decision to bombard the state payroll with workers it carries ulterior motive. It carries malice. And I say without caution. We caution the government even during campaigns that on malicious recruitment into public sector, just to burden the current government with salary payment and other things, when you don't stop it at a bar, such appointment which we believe that carries malice, avoid ab initio, means they are invalid from the beginning. The national chairman, communicators of our party, we mounted campaign platform and made this clear to everybody that if the appointment the president is doing at that time, look at the sensitivity of the election, where we will, the direction of the election, and how the NDC have won or will be winning the election. Your appointment by Akufo-Addo after January 7th or after December 7th is void ab initio. It is invalid from the onset. And anything that is invalid remains invalid. That is what we told them. And we made it clear before the revocation of same appointment. So the MPP should get it clear that, and we didn't ambush Ghanaians, we didn't promise them white and we are giving them black. What we are doing, we said it, that the government didn't stop. Now the government wants to overburden our government with, such quantum of employment. Such employment are void ab initio. They are invalid from the onset. And that is what we've just done. We've done what we told them. There is no dishonesty on our part.
Okay.
So I believe that, in short, general assessment, we are on course. When you want to rate us per this projected 120 days, I think we've had almost 95% green, 95% right. The 5% essence is where I have a challenge with the female
gender balance.
in the cabinet.
Interesting.
The gender balance. And that one, it is from my belief as a human rights advocate that the women actually could have been a bit more than what we have at the moment.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abraham Boafo. Doc, you wrote a piece that I would like to engage you on later on. We'll find time and sit for a one-on-one and engage on some of the erudite stuff that you've put out there, and hopefully be able to engage or put out some great narrative.
That's okay.
Thank you very much for finding time for us today. As I said, we'll be reaching you from time to time. Thank you so much, Dr. Abraham Boafo. Dr. Boafo is the Deputy Regional Secretary for the National Democratic Congress in the OT region. We will be right back with your second interview after this break.